Okay, we are live. Excited to be connecting with you. So if you are here, please say hello. Let me know you're here. Welcome, welcome. And I just want to say hello to both the new members. It's a pleasure having you in the group, as well as the old members. Not old, but old. um, I mean, we've only started end of November, beginning December, so it's an honor to have all of you. You're all pretty much new. So if you read the, I'm just going to pull this up on my phone to see comments. Always love to see who's here. Give me 2 secs. Okay. So I'm excited for today's topic. There we go. Yay. Okay. We're in action. So I'm excited for today's topic because I was in an event yesterday, more of like a networking mastermind event. And one of the topics, or the main theme, the topic that came up was around all these businesswomen and entrepreneurs, consultants, coaches, that sort of thing. There was this theme that a lot of them were feeling like they were in a bit of a slump. And so I was thinking, as I'm listening to these women and they're discussing this, I'm thinking, I just reflected on the last, 4, 5, 6 days where I've had this conversation with a lot of different women in different capacities. And whether it's, we didn't label it as because of COVID or because of business or because of personal reasons. It was just more this theme around women feeling like they're in this funky spot in a slump. So I thought that I would take what I was going to talk about today and push it because I felt this was quite timely. If it's usually happening, in a couple areas, it's probably happening out there a little bit more in a profound way. So let's dive in. Again, if you're here, let me know you're here. Hello, hello. Perfect. So we're going to talk about the 3 steps to get you out of a slump at any time. And each one of these steps are quite profound on their own, especially the first one. But they're not profound at all if you don't implement, right? So we need to really implement. So I hope you have some pen and paper there. And sometimes when we're feeling kind of slumpy or funky or whatever you want to call it, it's really easy to stay there, right? Because the ego wants you to stay there. So my hope is today you're taking good notes and you learn whether you're in a funk right now or not, you can move the energy. So let's dive in. So 3 ways to get out of a slump. So the first one is really, really important. And I've talked about it sort of off and on in some Facebook Lives. The first step is to honor where you're at. Honor where you're at. Like fully feel where you're at. And I got to be honest, like most of us, we weren't really taught how to feel. We weren't taught. It's very rare where I come across working with people and they're like, they know how to process their feelings. And it sounds like so corny, but we just haven't been taught. And I posted, I think, was it yesterday? What the quote, what is repressed will be expressed in later days in uglier ways. I know it's not the most positive quote, but it really gets the point across, right? So step 1 is really honoring where you're at. We rarely do that. We go, oh, I don't like the way I feel. I'm going to try to move over here. I'm going to try to feel like that. And what I said on the Facebook Live a few weeks back is that what we typically do is on one end, we either indulge in it and we like play it over and we, bask in it and go, oh, I feel so crappy. And the other end, we repress it and we sweep it under the carpet and we pretend it doesn't even exist. So we're doing one or the other. That's how I'd say 99% of society, attempts to process, or not even attempts to process, just doesn't deal with them, their feelings, their emotions. So you want to go in the middle and just feel it. And that's where ego dies. And that's where your feelings have less power over you, right? When you're in a slump, your emotions have a lot of power over you. And this is not hard to do. You don't need to be, make a big deal about it. You don't have to make a big announce about it. You don't have to book off 2 hours. You're just simply going, oh, wow, like I'm feeling funky. I'm feeling sad or lonely or bummed or kind of feeling angry or whatever it might be. And you're just feeling it. That's it. You're just feeling it with no label, no judgment. So I'm not going to go into a lot of depth because I did that a few weeks back in a Facebook Live, but that's it. You want to feel where you're at, because step 1 is honoring where you're at. And we try to go to step 2, or we try to move away from it, and it will not work. It's always going to you just haven't dealt with it. So it's gonna move with you, right? So it's gonna be that much more challenging to get out of your funk. So number one, super important, honor where you're at. And so sometimes that's just a matter of like getting out of your head and just sitting there and being quiet and going and just feeling, just like if someone, would punch you in the arm, you're like, ow, you feel like an ow, right? You're just feeling it. And this really, it moves the energy, right? It moves the energy. So you're feeling your mood, whatever you're feeling in your body, it's temporary. It's not who you are. It's not, we so quickly attach to it. Oh, this is how I'm feeling. This is who I am. It's like, it's just a feeling. It's just a feeling, right? So step one, feel the feeling. Honor where you're at so you can move away. It's the only way you can move to step two or start stepping away. So step two is connecting back to you, the truth of who you are. You're connecting back to your vision and the feeling of it. Now I can hear some of you, well, I don't have a vision, Janine. Well, I'm going to strongly suggest that you do whatever you can to create a vision for yourself. It should be our highest priority if we don't have one. And also, sadly, this is an area that we weren't really taught how to create our, from within, right? We're taught to look outside ourselves for answers, right? There's my vision. Is it out there? Is it out there? But your best vision is when you close your eyes and go within. So step two is knowing your vision and feeling it. And we did this at the workshop for those that were there at the workshop. I call it your burning desire, right? We activated your burning desire. And I don't really care what the word is, whether it's burning desire, vision, your calling, your purpose, but it's just something that is coming from within. And when you have that clarity, it becomes your GPS, your guiding light, your North Star, right? It's so important. So once you felt what's going on in your body, you move back to, okay, what am I really here for? I know some people call it your why. So your why, your vision, you're connecting back to, okay, what's really important here? Okay, so you're connecting back to your vision and the feeling of it. So now you're tuning into a different vibration, a different feeling than the funky one. So it's a higher vibration, right? So if you don't have one, or if you want greater clarity, or if you want to tweak it, find that quiet time, turn off everything, turn off your mind, whether it's meditating, getting in nature, journaling, getting curious, visualizing, whatever it is, just, start tuning into you. And if you keep coming up blank, I'm going to give you your temporary vision. And that is whatever makes you feel good. That's your vision for now. Whatever makes you feel good, whether that's sitting down and patting your puppy or going to the beach and just watching the waves come in, anything that makes you feel good, it's better than nothing. And going, oh, I don't know what it is. I don't know just pick anything that makes you feel good. And that's your temporary vision. And then just keep doing the work, getting your vision. So when you have your vision and you're feeling funky, you can go, oh, right. Yeah. No, I got to connect back in and recognize and honor what I'm really here to do, be and create in the world. It's like, okay, yeah, right. Here's my vision. Right. Okay. So you're strengthening your vision and you're taking your slump and you're giving it less energy, right? So going back to your vision and feeling the vision. So now you're consciously feeding your mind. You're making a deliberate conscious decision to feed your mind that vision and the feeling and feeling the feeling. So that's step two. So step three is simple, easy to do, easy not to do. In fact, all of these are easy to do. Easy not to do. Step three is taking action, right? And I'm sure, well, wait a minute, I'm feeling super funky. Now I've got to just go take action. Take whatever action you can. If it's just a little action, it's better than no action, right? Again, it's moving the energy. So just take action because it's going to give you new evidence and it's going to affirm it in your nervous system, right? You're building up your anti-slump muscle, your anti-funk muscle. So if you're feeling blue, go do anything to unblue yourself, right? That's a Janineism. I'm pretty sure that's not in the dictionary, but unblue yourself. Do whatever you need to do. Call a friend, go out in nature, put some music on, do something. Maybe if you like cooking, go cook, just whatever. That wouldn't be my go-to, but right? If you're feeling uninspired, go do something just that's a little more inspiring than doing nothing, right? Listen to, again, whatever it might be for you. reaching out to people is really important, right? Maybe you got to learn how to be a little less serious. There's a lot of really serious people right now. Have a little more fun, right? So just anything to move you up the scale just a little bit, taking action. And so I hope that helps. So the recap is, again, honoring how you're feeling. That's probably the most important, because you can't move. Even if you do step 2 and step 3, if you haven't really honored where you're feeling, how you're feeling, where you're at, it's really hard to move. So number 1 is honoring your feeling. 2 is connect back to your vision and feel it, fully feel it. It's going to be very different feeling than the slumpy feeling. And then 3 is take action. Take action, any action, because you're gaining evidence, right? So you could just be in a little mini slump, and you go, yeah, okay, this afternoon I'm just going to take 5-10 minutes. Yeah, I'm good. But if you're in a bit of a deeper slump, you may have to, rinse and repeat, right? It's like, oh, here I go again. I'm kind of feeling that. Oh, I really don't want to connect back to, what my vision, or I don't want to really take action. But just find that courage, because each time you do, you're going to build that muscle, and then you're not going to feel like every time. Like for me, what I did, I don't know if I would call it a slump, but my pattern, I guess my version of a slump, I would retreat. When things weren't going my way, I would retreat. I would just get quiet. People didn't see me as much in my business, or, socially, like I just retreated a bit. It showed up more in my business. And I didn't have a strong vision at the time. And as my vision grew, I just didn't, it just became my GPS, where I just kept going back to it. And again, whether you call it your why, your vision, your burning desire, it just becomes your North Star, your GPS. And it just keeps getting you back on track. At least you have something rather than nothing, right? So, and know that, take that stand for you. Just make sure you're not standing still. And ultimately your slump, I believe a slump or a funk, or anytime we're feeling off, it's really, whether you want to call it nature, universe, God, it's the universe's way of giving you that little nudge to get you back on track, right? It's easy to stay in the slump. It's also easy to get out of it. Right? And like they say, this too shall pass. So I hope this helps. Whether you're in a slump right now, I'm sending you love, or a slump in the future, you've got some really some actionables here. So also a quick mention, I just want to say thank you to all the women who came to the workshop on Saturday, all-day workshop, The Conscious Wealth Creators. I just want to honor you for taking time for you, for growing. It was truly inspiring for me. And some of you have reached out. I've had a handful. I've got a list for the next one around. I'm only doing one more before the end of the year, and it's May 29th. It's a tentative date. It's 99%. If you are interested, just pop me a message in the comment just saying next workshop, please. And if it works, I'll send you the link. Great. If not, next time around. So pleasure connecting. Put this into action, please. Any questions, pop it in the comments. I love reading your comments. And other than that, have an amazing day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.